Hey everyone. Ever feel like you just master something and then boom, got to learn a whole new set of skills?
Oh, yeah, the goalposts are constantly moving, that's for sure.
So true, which is why I'm really excited about this deep dive. We're going to be looking at formal adult learning, like online degrees, structured programs.
Things with real career impact, not just casual learning.
Exactly. Like how do you actually level up when the game keeps changing?
And that's precisely what makes this research so fascinating.
And speaking of fascinating, let's introduce our expert, someone who understands both how people learn and the potential of technology.
Well, I'm definitely excited to be here.
Before we dive in, full credit to the amazing researchers behind this, starting with Ruth Kanfer,
Oh, yeah, she's incredible.
along with Sibley Lyndgaard and Rebecca Storey. They're all from the School of Psychology at Georgia Tech.
Doing some really innovative work, especially in those digital learning spaces.
Yeah, it's not your typical classroom learning anymore.
No, definitely not. And one thing they highlight really well is how much the whole concept of learning has changed.
Oh, how so?
Well, that old learn then work model, totally outdated. It's all about lifelong learning now, constantly adapting, picking up new skills throughout your entire career.
It's like a video game where the levels keep getting harder. You got to unlock those new abilities just to keep up.
That's a perfect way to put it. And it can feel pretty overwhelming. But that's where this research goes beyond just pointing out the challenges.
Oh, good. So there are solutions.
Absolutely. This research offers a framework, a way of understanding how adults learn best, and how technology can play a huge role.
Okay, now we're talking.
It all starts with recognizing that adults, we learn differently than children, you know?
Right, it's not just about bigger desks.
Exactly. We bring so much experience to the table, we're motivated by different things, and we often need to apply what we learn right away to solve real-world problems.
Makes total sense. I took a few online courses, and the ones that really stuck were the ones that, connected to my actual job. Just absorbing information wasn't enough.
Exactly. And that's where this framework shines. They break it down into 3 levels: micro, meso, and macro. Each level gives us insights into how to make learning better for adults.
Ooh, layers. Okay, I'm hooked. Let's start with micro. What's happening at that level?
Well, at the micro level, we're looking at those core learning processes. How do adults actually take in new knowledge and skills?
Okay, so the nuts and bolts of learning.
You got it. And one key thing is recognizing that as we age, our brains change, right? But those changes don't mean we learn less effectively.
That's a relief.
It's all about understanding how to leverage the strengths that come with those changes.
Strengths. I like the sound of that. What kind of strengths are we talking about?
Well, as we get older, we tend to rely more on something called crystallized intelligence.
Crystallized intelligence. Sounds powerful.
It is. Think of it as that vast library of knowledge and experiences you've built up over the years.
Oh, so all those years of making mistakes are actually helpful.
They really are. It allows you to connect new information to what you already know, making learning more meaningful and efficient. It's like you've got this mental scaffolding, right? You're not starting from scratch every time.
Instead of feeling intimidated, we can actually use it to our advantage. That's great.
Exactly. And that leads us perfectly into the meso level.
That is a level.
This is all about motivation and well-being.
Ah, the fuel that keeps us going. Because honestly, staying motivated to learn, especially as adults, it can be tough, right?
It is. You're juggling so much already.
Work, family, life in general. It's hard to make time and energy for learning.
And that's where having a support system is so important. Mentors, study buddies, even just people who cheer you on.
Oh, like a pit crew for your learning journey.
I like that. They help you stay focused, make adjustments when needed, celebrate the wins.
And think about how technology can play a role here.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine intelligent networking tools, connecting you with the right people based on your learning goals, or platforms that make a collaborative learning more engaging.
Whoa, a personalized learning community right at your fingertips.
Exactly. So we've got the individual learning process, that's micro, then the support system, meso.
Yeah.
But what about the big picture?
Yeah. How does it all fit together?
There's a macro level comes in.
Macro. Okay.
It's all about transfer, how you actually use what you've learned to achieve your goals.
So it's not just knowledge for knowledge's sake, right? It's got to have real-world impact.
Exactly. You learn something, and then you use it to get that promotion, make a career change, or even just navigate life better.
It's about seeing those results.
Yes. And this is where things get really interesting, because everyone's situation is different, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Family demands, job flexibility, access to resources.
It's like we're all running a different obstacle course.
A perfect analogy. And that's where technology and AI specifically can really help level the playing field.
Okay, tell me more. I'm intrigued.
Well, think about the micro level. What if you had personalized feedback systems that adapted to your learning style, or AI tutors that pinpointed your strengths and weaknesses and adjusted the learning experience accordingly?
Like having a personal trainer for your brain.
Exactly. Then at the meso level, AI could help build and nurture those crucial support networks, intelligent matchmaking, connecting you with mentors or study groups based on shared goals.
No more awkward networking events. AI can just do it for us. That's amazing.
Right. And then at the macro level, AI can help you identify the right learning opportunities based on your goals and, all those constraints we talked about.
So it helps you sort through all the noise and find what actually matters.
Exactly. It can even help manage that tricky work-life learning balance so many people struggle with.
Okay, this is all sounding pretty futuristic. Are there actual people working on this?
Oh, absolutely. There are brilliant minds tackling this right now. One example is the AI AOE Institute.
AIAOE? I like the name.
They're doing groundbreaking research on using AI to really enhance adult learning experiences.
What kind of stuff are they focused on?
They're looking at all levels, from personalized feedback to social connection, even learner well-being.
Wow, so it's not just about learning faster, but making the whole journey more enjoyable.
Exactly. It's about making it less overwhelming and more sustainable for everyone.
I love that.
And this brings us back to you. When you think about your own learning journey, and we all have one.
We do. Where do we even begin?
Well, first, think about you,
Okay.
as a learner.
Yeah.
What are your strengths? What are your challenges? What's your style?
So step one, self-awareness.
Yeah. And remember that crystallized intelligence we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how you can use your existing experience to make learning more meaningful.
It's like my past mistakes can actually be useful.
Exactly. The part of that scaffolding.
Okay, again.
Then what about your support network? Who do you have in your corner, for help, for motivation, just to bounce ideas around?
Oh yeah, those meso-level connections.
Exactly. That sense of community can make all the difference.
And with AI tools, it sounds like finding those connections could get a lot easier.
Right. No more feeling like you're going it alone.
I like that. Okay, so we've got ourselves figured out. We've got our support system. What's next?
Then it's all about the big picture, What are your goals? How will learning help you reach them?
So that's the macro level, right? Aligning my learning choices with what I actually want to achieve.
You got it. It's about being intentional, strategic with your learning.
Because at the end of the day, it's got to lead somewhere, right?
Exactly. It's not just about accumulating knowledge. It's about using it to create real change, make progress towards something.
I'm really liking this roadmap idea. It feels less overwhelming already.
That's the goal. And it's so exciting to see all this research coming out,
Yeah, it feels like we're finally starting to understand how adult learning really works.
Right. It's not just an afterthought. It's a vital part of how we adapt and thrive in this constantly changing world.
And technology is a huge part of that.
Absolutely. But even with all the amazing advances, we can't forget about informal learning,
Oh, right. The stuff that happens outside of a classroom or a course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reading, podcasts, conversations, just observing the world around you.
It's like we're always learning, even when we don't realize it.
Yes. And being able to make those connections, to be curious and adaptive, that's more important than ever.
So it's not about choosing one or the other, formal or informal.
It's about finding that balance, the right mix for you, for your goals, for your life.
And recognizing that technology can be a powerful tool for both.
Well said. So as you continue your learning journey, remember to stay curious.
Stay connected.
Embrace the structure, but also the spontaneity.
This has been so insightful. I feel like I have a whole new framework for thinking about learning.
I'm so glad. And remember, the future of learning is incredibly bright.
It really is. Thanks for joining us today.
It's been my pleasure. Happy learning, everyone.